Greetings, friends. Recently in the news, one of the Canadian federal ministers named Harjit Sajjan, who's a Sikh, he was involved in a scandal because during the evacuation of Canadian military and other diplomatic personnel in Afghanistan a few years back, when everything collapsed and the United States and its allies had to get out of Kabul very quickly, Minister Sajjan prioritized getting Sikhs, who are members of his culture. He prioritized getting them out over other Canadians, meaning others who hold Canadian citizenship. He prioritized getting his own Sikhs out, whether they were Canadians or not, or holders of Canadian passports or not. He prioritized getting them out. And this is why people are complaining, because they're saying he wasn't doing his job. Now, maybe technically he wasn't doing his job, but I don't see anything wrong with what he did, because he's not Canadian. He's a Sikh. He's from India. Why would you expect him to prioritize preferential treatment towards an outgroup? Why would he be expected to save Canadians when he himself is not Canadian? He's going to try and save his own people. So you think he's Canadian because he happens to be a federal minister, because he happens to have a piece of paper that says you're Canadian? No, that doesn't make you Canadian. Canadian is if you're assimilated to this culture. It's easier to call yourself Canadian if you're from the British background or French ancestry. However, we can have peoples who are not of that ethnic background as Canadians, but they really have to assimilate. They have to give up their culture and assimilate to the new culture, which is supposed to be Christian, Anglo, not Sikh, not Muslim, not any of these other religious or ethnic categories. So really, the problem is with the naivety of Canadians who might style themselves as patriots or conservatives, and yet they don't have any issue with allowing non-Canadians to be called Canadian because we gave them a little document, we gave them a passport. So really, you shouldn't be complaining. Just shut up. If you're not going to dispute mass immigration, legal immigration, I don't care about illegal immigration. That's a problem, but legal immigration, if you're not going to dispute that, then you have no reason to complain. Other ethnicities who are not white Canadians, they don't have a problem using the institutional mechanisms that whites have afforded them for their own ends, to benefit their own peoples. And you can't really blame them for doing that. You can only blame the people who allowed them to do that in the first place, which is white Canadians, the liberal mindset. The liberal mindset is not just those who vote liberal. It's most of the people who call themselves conservative. They don't understand that multiculturalism or multiracialism cannot work in a society. This is exactly what you will get. You will get each tribe looking after its own. And that's entirely natural and probably a good thing. So I don't have any problem with what Harjit Sajjan did, except that to the extent that he's playing us for suckers, playing us for fools. But who do we have to blame for that? Nobody but ourselves. Hasta luego, amigos.